Hello and welcome back to The Pulse.
So I hear you met up with someone from the Reno Air Races.
Yeah, a really interesting woman called Casey Erickson. She's one of 3 female precision aerobatic racers and in the whole world. And it was super interesting because she took us behind the scenes and she actually took our camera guy up in the plane and did some crazy stunts with him. So have a look, check it out.
Oh, the sport of air racing, it's a small group of pilots in general, including probably the Red Bull Air Races and the Reno Air Races here. We're talking about probably less than 200 pilots in the world, 3 of which are women. There's been other women in the past that have raced, but currently there's only 3 that race here at Reno, and there's none on the Red Bull Air Race circuit, and there's none that I'm aware of anywhere else in the world.
So how did you get into the sport?
Oh, more by accident, I think. Actually, I don't think it was accident. Growing up, I kind of idolized some of these guys out here racing, and I always thought it'd be fascinating. Was never particularly drawn to wanting to race anything in general, but at some point, I came here to the Reno Air Races, and I wanted to get into flying some aerobatics, and somebody said, hey, buy a pit special. You can race it up at Reno Air Races also. So I did, and the next year I came up here, and next thing I know, I'm sitting down with some of the idols, people I thought were just so cool for racing, and I'm sitting in seminars with them. It's like if Joe DiMaggio is sitting in a batting clinic with you, and now he's your peer. He's, and you're, it's kind of like, it's wow when you're sitting there. It's to us pilots, it's a pretty big deal.
And basically, obviously, racing here at the Reno Air Races, what are the dangers that sort of come with it? Is there like is there a risk at all?
Yeah, obviously, we've had fatalities here. We strive to be as safe as we possibly can. We've had, in the last 5 years, I think there's been 5 or 6 fatalities. Unfortunately, one of the female pilots during practice ahead of the races, before the races started, she was killed. We've had obviously a jet went down 3 years ago, I think it was, and so it happens. I mean, it's an inherent risk, and it's unfortunate, but it's something the risk you're taking when you do this.
And do you get like a buzz from when you're racing, kind of like that adrenaline kind of rush? Is that kind of like, whoa?
Well, that's interesting. I always get asked this question, and before the races start, you get there in the morning and you've got to go through all your race prep, and you got to check everything and make sure the plane's set up the way you want, gas, the oil on board, and you kind of go over your race strategy, what you're going to do as far as once you're out on the race course, engine temps. You got to know that's the technical side of it. Then you kind of move into this pre-race phase where you're all out on the ramp getting ready to launch, and the nervousness, and there's tension in the air, and everybody's because it is the most risky thing I've ever done in my life. We're all awesome pilots. We put a lot of trust in each other, but you've got those butterflies in your stomach, and you get out there, get pushed out on the race course, and you're out there, and the engine, they give you the thumbs up engine start, and everybody's engines roar to life, and you're sitting out there, and the flagmen are out there with the flag. They're waiting for everybody positioning, and they have a timer, actually a race timer that everything operates off of. So, and we kind of know the time, but we don't have it in our cockpit, so we're looking at our watches. The power's coming all the way up, and planes are bouncing around on the runway, and you're waiting, and suddenly that flag comes down, and off you go into take off, and a lot of things happen at first, and you're trying not to hit each other, and you get around, and at that point things start to settle down, and you settle into race mode, and there's no fear, I don't know so much that there's adrenaline, but then again, I can't, it's hard for me to gauge that, but what I can say, you get done with the race, and it doesn't matter if you finish first or you finish last. As you come around, take that checkered flag, you pull up and off that race course, and the high you get at that point is just incredible. It's if you can bottle that feeling right at that moment, you literally could be a billionaire. I mean, it's one of the most incredible highs, natural highs I think you could possibly get, and it's once you've experienced it, it's really hard not to go back and want it again or do it again.
And do you recommend it for people to get up here and see the air races?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The air races this is the only place in the world that you're going to see aircraft side by side out on a race course. You're going to have 8 aircraft in a given race out on a race course side by side within half a wingspan of each other, 30 feet off the ground, 40 feet off the ground, doing speeds ranging between 200 and almost 600. I think they're pushing 550 miles an hour now, some of the jet class, and so it is the fastest, most dangerous motorsport in the world.
And how can people contact you? Is there a website?
Yeah, there is. The website is actually www.aerobaticcompany.com. No spaces, no underscores, or just the way it sounds.
So that was super interesting.
It was very interesting seeing Ryan flying down. Ugh.
I know, the poor guy, like, he got out of the plane and his legs were a bit jelly-like. He looked a bit pale in the face. So it was pretty amusing.